Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing the top 5 classics I would really like to get to this year, and sorry, that's my heater going. It is for once cold in SoCal, so gotta wait for it to stop. So yeah, today I'm talking about the top 5 classics I want to read this year, and this isn't necessarily like the only 5 classics I want to read this year. It's just something that like I feel like if I do this, I'll like feel inspired to work towards getting to these. And so yeah, I'm gonna jump in. So the first book I want to get to is Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep by Phillip K. Dick, and I'm actually already pretty far into this book. I only have like maybe 20 pages left. It's a very short read and it goes quite quickly, and this follows a bounty hunter named Deckard he basically searches for androids, and oh gosh, sorry, my nose is so itchy. Throughout the novel you kind of see him like pondering the morality of his job and also just like his existence in this kind of post-apocalyptic dystopian-ish world, and I'm enjoying it so far. I really like the copy I got. It's from my dad, I'm pretty sure, and it's got like a cool old like cigarettes ad in it, so it's kind of neat to like read it out of an older book. And yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm excited to finish it, and I'm happy I kind of got like a modern classic off of my to-do list. The next book I want to get to is Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte, and this book follows, I believe, a man named Heathcliff, and as he like interacts with I believe some like higher society people that kind of take him in and let him work for them, and I'm interested to read it. I actually haven't read any Bronte. I managed to not read any in college, even though I was a literature minor, so I'm really curious to kind of get into it and read a Bronte book. I don't think this is the one my friend said is the best, but maybe it was, I don't know. But we'll find out what I think about it. So yeah, that's what I want to do. I actually quite like period books from like this era, so I think I'll probably like it, if anything, just like as far as reading something from that time period. The next book I want to get to is Macbeth by Shakespeare, and I have this really old Shakespeare Made Easy copy, which I don't really need because I know how to read like this type of English basically, but it'll be good to have, I guess. And I'm excited to get into this. I haven't actually ever read Macbeth. I have read Hamlet and Romeo and Juliet, and I liked both of those. I love Hamlet. It's probably one of my favorite books and plays out there, so I'm excited to get into Macbeth. I know this is about like a king who has like issues, and I think it's a tragedy because it either can be a tragedy or comedy with Shakespeare, and I know there's witches. And that's about it, but I think this will also be another quick read. I'm probably going to listen to it on audiobook just because I like listening to plays on audiobooks, so stoked on this one. So surprisingly, despite studying English literature and also like being in high school in America, I've never actually read Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury, and I know it's a pretty quick read, so it's another one I just kind of popped onto the list, and I've been holding on to this for a little while. And I believe this is about like book burning pretty much, and I'm curious to get into that, and I'd like to watch the HBO series or movie I think they made up surrounding this after. So yeah, I'm stoked to get into it. I actually haven't read any Bradbury, so this should be a good one to read. And finally, I got this big honker. It's the Odyssey by Homer, but it is the Emily Wilson translation, and this is probably the one I'm most excited about. First of all, I mean, I'm not overly sentimental about covers, but this is such a pretty cover. You can see the gold kind of shimmers of it, and I am a huge fan of ancient history. I studied history in college as my major, and I mainly focused on medieval history, but I really love ancient history too, and I love Greek and Roman mythology, so I'm really excited to read this translation. It's meant to be a like pretty true translation, and the translator did like a ton of work to try and like find the original intent of the words. And it's supposed to sort of be done with this like perspective like of a woman basically looking at this story, and and that's really exciting because a lot of ancient translations are done by men, so I'm really excited to get into this. I love ancient history, so I'm excited to return to this. I have read the Odyssey before, but it's been so long, and I've read passages from it before, but it's all been like so long, so I'm excited to kind of dive back into the original source material. Odysseus is a really interesting character, and basically this follows his journey. Can't remember if it's getting back to his wife or on his, I think it's getting back to his wife after the events of Troy. So yeah, I'm excited. This has just been intimidating, so I haven't started it yet, but I think I'm gonna make it like my evening book I read once I finish Salt, Fat, Acid, Heat, because I like books that are interesting to read, but maybe not like as engaging as like a fast-paced fantasy novel, so that I'll actually like fall asleep instead of reading till 2 a.m. You know how it goes. So yeah, stoked on this one. And those are all the classics I'm aiming to read this year. Again, not my only classics. If you have any recommendations below of things that you really enjoyed or things that you found particularly accessible, let me know in the comments below. And thanks for watching.